Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Kerbal Speed Program. I've spent some time off camera between episodes setting this ship up. This is my new asteroid tug. Lots of reaction wheels, lots of batteries, lots of power, lots of RCS, and 4 nuclear engines around the outside. And that's for a reason, because I set it up to pull one of these behind it, which is just an extra fuel pod. And what I've done is I can lift this separately. It has its own probe, so it can fly independently and then hook up to the bottom of the actual tug portion, and then I can extend these. So I think I'll put 2 or 3 of these on the end of that pod before we go out and meet the asteroid and try to redirect it. As you know, last episode we were stuck to a Class E asteroid with a ship that had very little torque to spin the asteroid, so we couldn't get pointed in the right direction in time. Anyway, so let's get this to launch. Let's first put the tug itself into orbit. Alright, and this one will take 2 crew. So let's go for Rodbrett and Bartley. Alright, Rodbrett and Bartley, are you ready to go snare an asteroid? Actually, before we get on the launch pad, let me double check my staging. Oh yeah, I need launching clamps. Can't forget those. And make sure they're in the right stage. And then I need to put the solid boosters in a separate stage. And then that's that stage, and then those 6 engines, or 7 engines go off. See, is that properly? Yep. Make sure that fuel line into this. So there's a little booster at the bottom of this. And then, finally, my asparagus staging needs to be set up properly. So this guy should go first. Or last. And then this guy first. And that guy second. And then finally when that engine burns out, then that stage. Okay, that should do it. And yep, when you start changing stuff around, the original Kerbals jump right back in. Alright, now we're ready for launch, and it looks a little wobbly. This should get into space fairly easily. I don't think this is much. I think this is lighter than the previous ship, and this lifter did that fine. So let's SAS on, throttle up to, I think half works for this. 3, 2, 1, liftoff. And this is looking pretty smooth, so I'm going to cut out here and see you guys up either in orbit or near the orbit. Jump, cut. Okay, we are almost in orbit. Let's see, I have to burn just a second, but I'm actually going to go ahead and stage these out and just burn with this, because I just have a little bit of fuel left in these, and I want them to fall back so I don't leave debris. So let's go ahead and stage those off, and we'll just use this to complete our orbit, because it'll be wasted otherwise. Alright, let's go ahead and start burning. We're at 100,000 meters, and that's what we want to circularize at, so that we have room for maneuvering with docking the other 2 ships. Yeah, this is going to have plenty of fuel, and this is going to have to drop off anyway, but it also has a probe, so it can fly itself back onto Kerbal surface and not leave debris. Alright, looks like we're sticking right on our apoapsis there. Should get a periapsis soon. There it is. Let's fiddle with this, keep it growing. And 100,000, boom, alright. That's pretty good, 101, 100. Alright, so now we need to go back. Let's go and get a nice shot of this. Gonna get rid of the interface and get a nice glamour shot. There we go, and should put forward-facing lights. I thought I had. Oh well. I think there's some on the autonomous grabber, so we'll be okay as far as looking at the asteroid. Anyway, I'll see you back on the ground, and we'll launch our fuel pods for this. Jump, cut, Okay, here we are on the launch pad with our fuel pod, ready for delivery to the asteroid tug. This should be a pretty routine flight, so I'm going to cut away as soon as we make sure we're off the ground. Alright, just need a little bit of boost. Even half was a little too much in the last one. Alright, 3, 2, 1, liftoff! This looks smooth so far, so I will see you guys in orbit. Jump and cut. Some kind of staging mishap. When I staged the first asparagus stage, the middle stage disconnected as well. So yeah, I didn't correct the staging. Be right back. Jump. Cut. Okay, we are back with the ship, and the staging has been fixed. And for all of you who are yelling at me through the screen, now's your chance to say, "I told you so." Because yeah, I completely muffed that up. Anyway, launch number 2 of the asteroid fuel pod for the tug. Commencing in 3, 2, 1, liftoff. Okay, this time it should go smoothly. See you guys in orbit. Jump. Cut. Okay, I've almost achieved orbit with this one. I'm parking this at 80. 83.78, that'll be close enough. We'll park at a lower orbit so I'll have a chance to catch up with the other one after several orbits. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put the 3rd fuel pod into orbit and before I start the rendezvous, and then we'll head to the asteroid. Because we can put the 4th, we can put the ship that's up there in line with these 3 tanks anyway, so that'll be our 4th pod on the asteroid pusher. Alright, so I will see you guys. I'm not going to bother showing this 3rd launch. I'll see you guys when I'm in orbit with it and we start doing our rendezvous. Jump. Cut. Okay, I now have all 2 fuel pods in orbit, as well as the asteroid tug itself. And now it's the rendezvous process. So, let's see. Since this one's going to catch up first, we'll do this rendezvous and that will give this one a chance to catch up. So let's switch to that one. And I should have remembered to bring lights, especially if I'm making a video. Only makes sense. Okay, so I need to get rid of these. So, let's see, let's go ahead and stage, let's see, that has all the fuel, yes, it has all the fuel it can carry. Let's go ahead and stage these out, switch to one of these guys, turn retro, get in a position where you guys can see something. That's prograde. There's retrograde. Come on, stop. Oh man, that electric charge. I forget to put batteries on these guys. Well, heck. Okay, well, let's switch to the other one and remember to do this properly. Is this the one we need? Yes, it is. Okay, so while he still has some electrical charge, let's go and get him spinning. Turn off SES. So once I start the engine, the electrical charge is fine. There we go. I'll still have to remember to put battery on these guys just so I have some extra solar panels. There we go. And he'll follow the ground. Alright, one piece of space debris I didn't want, but that's okay. Back to the main. Come on, no, I want. I want this guy. Yes, that's the one I want. Resources up. Did I put the solar panels on an action group? I don't think I did. Let's go and extend those. Let's go and warp around to the sun. We need to catch up to the tug anyway, so let's get where you guys can see things. It's not very bright. So remember action groups, remember lights, all kinds of things. Okay, so let's see what our maneuver we need. Let's see which one. There's the one we're on. And there's the tug, so we have to speed around, catch up to the bit. It says target. And once we get close, we can expand our orbit. I don't like wasting his time, because all this time the asteroid is getting closer, but it's only a couple of Kerbal days here. Let's see our current weight. 64 tons. Probably should have had that in a slightly higher orbit. I can still do that. Alright, I'm not going to make you guys watch this, so jump, cut. Okay, we are close enough to probably make a rendezvous. So let's go ahead and see what the maneuver here does. Not too bad. 12 kilometers, looks like burning a little bit more. Yep, brings it down to about 2.9. And we've already passed the point, but we're right on the blue marker, so let's go ahead and burn that and just create one manually. Watch this fall as low as possible. A couple of kilometers would be fine. 1.6, 1.3, there we go, that'll work. Let's go and get around there. Alright, there we are. Let's see, let's cut down our relative velocity. Alright, there it is. Let's go ahead and make a burn towards it. Should be over this way. There's the marker. "10 meters per second is plenty fast. And on the backside, you chase the yellow to pink. Let this get down about 300 or so if it gets that close. And there you can actually see it. So get us on a more direct heading. And let's cut that down. I want to switch to the other one for just a moment. Okay, lights are on. That's solar panels. I think I set up an action group for those here. No, I did not. Okay, let's get these solar panels out. Action groups and lights. Okay, remind me to do that on all future ships. Okay, now that that's done... okay, it used up some of this fuel. That's interesting. Okay, let's transfer. And dump this part. Switch over, and make sure I don't use up the electrical charge while I'm spinning. I just need to go to retro. And he can just do his thing and crash into the planet. Alright, Bartley and Rodbrett, you guys look like you were ready for some, that's one that's going away. That's the one you want to switch to. Okay, so let's retarget. Okay, it is still targeted. That's nice. Let's get headed over there. this side so you guys can see things. Alright, so we have... Is it using the fuel from here? Yes, it is using that first. So I have to remember to transfer here as well. I have little engines on this guy, in case I have to detach, but still need some more powerful maneuvering than the RCS, but we have both. Alright. Oh man, we're going all around the dark side. That's never good. Alright, let's time warp this. Alright, which way do we need to be pointing? I can't tell. Is that front or back? Front. Okay, so RCS on. Let's slow this down before we collide. Don't collide. Oh, we're colliding. We've sheared off a couple of solar panels. Let's get into chase mode. Shouldn't affect the mission, so that's okay. But we're on the right side now, and we know that 3 meters per second is a lot for this RCS. Two, there we go. Alright, let's put that in the nebula, or the galaxy, so we can kind of see things a bit. That's what, whoops, that's somewhere in there is what we want to target. And we're pointed pretty well. Let's do... so we kind of want to be like this, and we want to get RCS on and slow this down again. Big ship slows down really, really slowly. We're not traveling at it this time, so... Okay, this is going away from us. Alright, I'm just... Yep, there's the broken solar panels. Lost one on each ship. Shouldn't affect balance that much because they're so light compared to everything else. Okay, we've zeroed out our velocity pretty much. Pretty close to the right orientation. Let's get this up to 0.5 relative. There we go. At this point, I should probably drop the tug. Just to make this a little easier. Alright, let's orient this a little better. There we go. Now we can play with this and pull ourselves right to it. Keep that highlighted so you guys can see the ship. Alright, pull the markers all together now. And that should do it. Let's get that off of there. Highlight that so you guys can see. I think I got my alignment down pretty darn good. And now we're in the light. Kiss, turn off RCS and SAS. A little bit of a bounce. Come on, pull back. There we go. Now we have a united ship. Okay, I will see you guys when I'm close to docking with the third pod, or the second pod, third section. Be right back. Jump. Cut. Okay, I am closing in on the station, and I have this nice little glamour shot to show you. Very cool as we come over. So I had to do most of the maneuvering in the dark, but now you guys get to see the last little bit in the light. So what I need to do is, I need to come around, target this. Oop, I gotta put the interface back. It says target. Actually, while I'm thinking of it, that's kind of a pretty shot. Let's see if maybe that will qualify as a thumbnail. Have to see when we get to the asteroid. Anyway, back to our docking procedure here. Yep, it says target. I'm controlling from there. Alright, I need to spin around in chase mode, so let's go ahead and get pointed at our target. Nope, I don't need RCS for that. Alright, and I kind of actually need this kind of orientation. Alright, so RCS back on, so I need to burn up and to the right. And then give myself some positive direction towards the station. Let's recenter this. So about there looks pretty parallel. And we're getting away from it, so I need to do that. Bring that yellow marker up. Opposite side of the pink marker. And now we know we're drifting in the correct direction. Bring that in. Let's get a little bit faster towards it. Come on. I'm getting impatient. That's the thing. If you get too impatient with docking, that's when things start going bad. Alright, now let's line these up again. Drift a little bit too far. Back it off the velocity. 0.3 is my usual. Get those on opposite sides of the pink marker, then bring it in. Line them up. Turn off SAS. And, oh wow, instant dock. Very cool, very cool. Alright, now let me switch to this guy. I remembered I did put solar panels on it. He had run out of electric charge. But now I have solar panels. And I can move him over to retrograde and burn him back into Kerbin's atmosphere to burn up. And the other one like this, I can do the same. It's the orange tanks, I think. I can't remember if I have solar panels in them or not. But all you need to do is do that. And go home. Alright, and while that's happening, let's see if this... No, he's going to crash. Okay, so we can switch to that. Did he have fuel? Or, yes, this one has solar panels as well. So his charge is building up again. And now you can go home. That should do the trick. Yes, alright, now we got rid of those. Now we can go to the actual tug. Alright, I want to put these panels away, because these nuclear engines might hit them. And we need to rendezvous with an asteroid. Let's see what our situation is out here. Okay, still plenty of time. Set that as the target. Kerbal encounter. Okay, we don't have to do quite... Let's aim for somewhere in there. That should give us time to do what we need to do. So we need to burn... I'm gonna say somewhere here. Yeah, there we go. That's getting where we need it. Getting closer or farther. I don't think doing this kind of burn from orbit really helps. Okay, 890. 864, I think let's see, that's where we are, that's where it is. What we really need is to move this. 550, okay. And we can do it 1,000 meters per second there. We can be a little farther out, so let's go ahead and do this. 1 million kilometers. What do we need to do? Let's see what the maneuver node out here does. We're ahead, so we need to slow down. No, that's not doing anything good. Oops, I think I got rid of the wrong one. So about 1,000. It's behind us. I think that's the main issue. Alright, so we'll go through the process. What would slowing down do? 936, 828. Okay, we get something pretty decent. 104. It's a little closer than I'd like. Then can we... No, that goes the wrong way. That gets closer to intersect, but of course we're kind of intersecting naturally at this encounter anyway, so that's not what we want. Because we're trying to force things. Oops. We're trying to force this encounter, which means a pretty severe incorrect burn as far as what's normally considered efficient. So even kind of going backwards? Yeah, it actually gets it better. Okay, so let's go ahead and go for that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, that's our burn. I will see you when we get into the position. Jump, cut. Okay, we are almost in position. I'm going to assume this burn with only 4 nuclear engines pulling 3 orange tanks is going to take forever. I will start 4 minutes. Yeah, 4:30. Let's just take a look at our... So I'll make sure I don't want to burn down and get into the atmosphere. Yeah, let's go ahead and start at 4 minutes. 983 meters per second, not too bad. So really just enough to get out of Kerbal sphere of influence. Alright, let's go ahead and start this burn. Oh, I need a stage. I put the nuclear engines in their own stage so they would not activate these little guys. Okay, it's selling into saying something like 8 minutes, 10, 12. I'm happy with any of those. Keeping it below the threshold where they will start overheating. Okay, 9 minutes, 30 seconds. I can live with that. I know you guys can't. Let me get some glamour shots. to get my middle mouse wheel button to click on this properly. There we go. Now let's there's a nice little shot. Alright, so I will continue this burn and I will see you guys when we are done. Jump, cut. Okay, our burn has achieved escape. And since I'm a results-oriented person, let's get rid of the marker. Now let's watch this directly. When it starts going up again, that's when we're going to cut our burn. If you use about a little more than half of the first orange tank. So I figure I'll use most of the rest and probably a little bit more to slow us down for the actual intersect here. We had something like 37,000 kilometers for our initial thing off the maneuver node. It's still falling pretty slowly. But it is coming back towards us, which is good. And our angle to it isn't extremely bad, so because we're coming inside to out, the angle really increases your closing speed, closing velocity. Alright, 85, 84, still falling. And now it's climbing again. Okay, so that's what that will be. Let's get out of Kerbal Sphere of Influence and see what we can do to fix that even more. Alright. 82,000. So if we create a maneuver node out here, let's see what... Okay, first we have to fix inclination. That brings us down to 6,000, so that's good. 7,000, okay, so 6,000 looks like 5, 5, 4. So just this is doing most of the work. Okay, that butt back down again. Alright, and then from there... Let's see, burning prograde. Nope, increased it. Increased. We had it down to 1,000, didn't we? Vote for 62. Okay, that's about... I'm gonna live with that. Let's do that first. And watch... Okay, let me turn off SAS when I do these maneuvers. Which way do I need to go? I was burning southward, so I need to go this way. As you can see, the ship whips around quite a bit. That's why I turn off SAS, just let it kind of do its thing. Let it wobble. And then once we're on the marker, I'm going to go ahead and cheat and hit warp. Adjust a little fine-tuning. And warp. Alright, let's go ahead and make this burn now. 110 meters per second. Let's go ahead and watch most of it with the maneuver node. It's kind of a weird sound. Even with the speeding up, it's kind of a really hollow burn to it. And we can increase that a bit. I'm going to do the same thing when I cancel this out when we get close and watch it directly. I think that'll give us enough time, because we already have a Kerbal encounter. And right now it appears that the asteroid actually collides with Kerbal. So we definitely have to fix that. Okay, the blue marker's drifting, but I'm not worried about that. Could cut this. Watch this number. It's still falling. Okay, now it's starting to climb again, so 8,000. And now 4,000. Oop, 20,000. That was really touchy. 9,000. 2,000. Just a small... What does this do? Okay, that helps a little. 1,800. Okay, so whatever this small bird is, prograde mostly. So up this way. Nice wet noodle ship. Really be happy to get the larger docking clamps. A little less shaky than this. Alright, let's cheat. Back down. Cheat again. Yes. Slow it down. SAS on. Let's drift to it. Alright, let's watch this burn. Take that off. Just okay, 6,000. Numbers wobbling like our ship, but it seems to be mostly going down. Alright, and now it's stabilized there. Okay, that is a good first intercept. Okay, so I'm going to leave the rest for next time. We'll get closer, fine-tune this, make our intercept, dock up with it, and then see what we can do. So that's it for episode 17 of Kerbal Speed Program. My name is Jim. I want to thank you for joining me. Have a great day.